Hello everyone, welcome to Scorched Earth Toys at anymoon.com's review of Hasbro's MP-06 Bluestreak Masterpiece Transformer. This toy was released in July 2015 at San Diego Comic-Con for $59.99 and will be available going forward at Toys R Us. As you would imagine, this toy shares a lot in common with TakaraTomy's MP-18 Streak, released in October 2013 for 5,800 yen. But MP-18 comes in a very small box because it's packaged in vehicle mode. Hasbro went for a much larger box, sort of deceptive, packaging their toy in bot mode surrounded by a lot of clear plastic. Both toys include exactly the same accessories with the exception of the little profile card TakaraTomy includes with all of their releases. Let's address the most important questions first, and that is, one, is this just a repaint of the MP-04 Prowl release without the light bar on the top? And two, how is this different, if at all, from the TakaraTomy release? There is a very slight difference from the MP-04 release in the antenna. I will show you that more in vehicle mode, where it's a little more obvious. And two, my Bluestreak toy does not come together very tightly in vehicle mode, whereas my Prowl figure did. And again, I will show you that when we get to vehicle mode. So while we're in bot mode, let's go ahead and bring over TakaraTomy's release and discuss differences here. The most obvious thing when you first pull the toys out is the Autobot insignia. It's much brighter on the Hasbro release. Other things, a lot harder to tell. I will say that this is definitely the first instance, or at least the first recent instance I've had, of the Hasbro release just not seeming to be as well built or put together as my TakaraTomy release. The Hasbro release, you can see there's a big paint smudge right here. It looks like it got painted and then someone picked it up by that part and took off some of the paint. So there's that, and then again, vehicle mode, I'll show you kind of how poorly it comes together there. Also the black paint here, there are more imperfections in that. My TakaraTomy toy basically doesn't have any imperfections. My Hasbro toy, it looks like the little bit of dust settled there. And paint-wise, very slightly different. Again, probably easier to tell in vehicle mode. A little lighter on the Hasbro side. Also, the dark gray bits look a little bit more metallic than they do on the TakaraTomy toy. But that's probably something you would only notice under extreme light. In transformation, I'm not going to have a transformation video for Bluestreak since I already have one for Prowl and it's the same. But everything about the transformation goes much more smoothly for me with my TakaraTomy toy. The joints all, with the exception of the knee, which is a little loose on the TakaraTomy toy, all have the perfect amount of tension. I don't have parts falling off on me like I do occasionally with the Hasbro toy. So I might have just gotten a Hasbro bad apple, so keep that in mind. But overall, since they're both about the same price, I would definitely lean towards the TakaraTomy toy. I mentioned in bot mode the brighter Autobot insignia. You might be able to see it again now between the Hasbro and the TakaraTomy toys. There's a couple other differences worth pointing out. First, on my Hasbro MP-04 Prowl toy, I did not have this issue, and I do have an issue on my Bluestreak, and hopefully that means it is unique to my sample. I'll leave a comment, let me know if you run into the same thing. The doors, they don't come in tight enough to the windshield, and so you get this red poking through. Not the case on my TakaraTomy toy, and I have transformed this Hasbro toy a few times now, and I cannot seem to massage that away, so that is a bummer. One thing to note, more for trivia purposes, then I doubt it'll really bother anybody, the antenna detail is no longer there on the Bluestreak toy. It was there on Prowl, and it's there on the TakaraTomy toys. Here you can see it kind of looks like a nipple, and that's because there's the tip of the antenna that would come up. On the Hasbro Bluestreak toy, it is just a nub now. So a little less detail there. Something you'd probably only notice under extremely bright lights is the Hasbro toy is a little bit more silver than the TakaraTomy toy, which has just a little bit of a bronze hint to the paint. So those are your differences between the two. The Hasbro toy, if it didn't have those gaps on the side, I'd still be very happy with. But as it is, the TakaraTomy is definitely getting my preference. Again, if it turns out that I just got kind of a bad apple, then so be it. So definitely check out other reviewers and see if they came up with the same problem. Okay, so now I'll do a review, just like I did of Prowl. So if you've seen the Prowl review, this is pretty much a rerun from this point forward. The toy comes with a gun and transformation instructions. That's pretty much it. There is a hand. That hand has a slot in it. That slot fits the peg in the gun. Once it is in place, get it in there. You can close these fingers, and it should be just fine. Points forward. It's holding on very well, so that works. We can go through articulation pretty quickly here. There's a head, rotates left and right. Doesn't really do much beyond that. There are little cannons off to the side. The toy comes with the cannons collapsed, so they would look something like that, so you'd have to extend them if you want them. There is a ball joint at the shoulder. Obviously I hit the door there. You can come out at the shoulder, you can pivot up and down at the shoulder. So all good joints there. Swivel point at the bicep, double jointed elbow, elbow here, and then the hands twist. So all good stuff there. You have a waist joint, you have hip kibble that moves out of the way, so you can do the splits, or you can go forward and back. Knee joint that comes all the way back. Obviously you can twist at the hip, and you can actually cheat with the feet quite a bit and pull them out a little for transformation purposes, and then go kind of crazy with them. So excellent articulation. Check out anymoon.com. I'll show you lots of pics of me kind of going crazy with these toys and achieving pretty nice results. Here we are in vehicle mode, and as you can see, it's a pretty impressive vehicle mode at that. The toy looks good, paint applications are good. Nice little stripe along the side here. Very convincing representation of the 280Z. The only flaw, again, being fit and finish wise. Otherwise, great look to it. There is, well, the wheels do spin. They're not rubber wheels, they're plastic wheels. There is a gimmick. You can pop out these arms in the front, which then allows you to push up on, let's get these out a little further here, which then allows you to push up on the hood, which then allows you to free the roof, which then allows you to fish out this little gun holder here, flip that upward, push everything back into place. So, get that in there, get that in there, get the doors in. Alright, so everything's back into place. Pop the roof down. Get the arms back up. Okay, and now we have a gun holder poking out of the roof. And now, this is unlike the Prowl toy. On the Prowl toy, you just go ahead and shove the gun into the back of the light bar. Obviously, there's no light bar here. So you just bring the handle down and plug it into this gun holder that you have revealed. And there you go. The car now has the gun in vehicle mode. So overall, I really like these Fairlady Z toys. I think $59.99 is very expensive for what you're getting. I think it's silly kind of that they didn't add some accessories or do something to kind of spice it up for us. So I would say do get yourself some, but look for coupons and try to find them on sale. Thanks for viewing. Check out my full article on anymoon.com.